The new NBA and MLB season is in full swing, and BetOnline has you covered with the best odds and biggest promotions and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams. Head to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Find yourself looking for a new job or change in career? Monster.com is here to help. We are not only here to bring you job postings, but also AI interview prep and salary tools, expert career advice, and top-notch resume services. We've got everything you need to land your perfect job fit. Discover the magic of finding the ideal job with Monster.com. Your future starts now. Visit Monster.com today. Your next job opportunity is just a click away.
Foursquare, tag, tetherball, and jump rope. These classic schoolyard games have long been beloved by students and teachers for fostering exercise and enhancing hand-eye coordination. However, in the 1990s, one game emerged that would disrupt this landscape with a force rivaling a bully's dodgeball throw. Decorated with brand logos from Coca-Cola to Campbell's Soup, comic book characters from Superman to Garfield, and celebrities including the Pope. If you can dream it, this brand made it. For a few exhilarating years, these little cardboard discs swept through schools like wildfire, marking a fleeting yet unforgettable chapter in schoolyard history. And that's why this week's On Brand is on Pog.
We're all jazzed up, really having a cow. You want your favorite show and it's on right now. It's on Brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa. I'm Jon.
I am Marisa.
Okay. Pogs. Now, I'm sure you think I'm probably too old for Pogs.
No, I didn't say that. No.
I was a Pog champion. No, I wasn't. I mean, I'm kind of on the cusp. I never owned a Pog. I know what Pogs are. It's probably good that I missed it because that
Did kids like ask you to buy Pogs for them at the store, like when you were hanging out outside of a Toys R Us?
Hey, can you grab me a pack of Pogs? I was trading my stones for a Pog. It's probably good that I didn't get into them because it seems like something that might be collectible. Listen, we'll learn all about it.
Sure.
I don't know if you kept them in binders. I don't know if you like swapped them. I don't really know how they worked. I think you slam something down and they go everywhere and you grab them. It was like cardboard jacks. I don't know. I'm very excited to learn about it.
What schoolyard games did you play? Were you a Foursquare guy, tetherball guy?
You know, this elementary school I went to, and I'm just going to throw it out there if you can't tell, I'm
that hoop with a stick.
recovering from a cold.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So my voice might be a little off today. No, but my elementary school, we had a couple of things that I'm curious if other people had at their school. I went to Hopewell Elementary in Westchester, Ohio, off of Cox Road. We've made that joke before. I lived off Cox. Okay, we've done that. But in the parking lot of my school was the entire United States, like painted on the ground. And there would be a time.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about the United States painted on the ground until right now. We had that too.
Did you really?
Yes.
And I feel like it may have only happened once where we would go outside and the teacher's like, okay, you run to Texas. And like you had to that's how you were supposed to know your states or learn your states, was running to wherever they told you to go. So I was not the only one that had that.
I only know California, Texas, Florida, Arizona, and Nevada. That's it.
I only know Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas. I think New York. Hawaii, Alaska.
I'd know Hawaii.
Well, you didn't say
I'd
it.
know Alaska.
We could probably get a third of it.
Between the two of us?
Between the two of us.
Al has glasses now, so he probably could fill in the rest.
Oh, Al's now like the smartest man in the room. But we had this game that I loved, and it was a pole, and it had like a cone on top that had 4 holes, and each hole was a different color. And you would throw the ball into the cone, and it would come out one of those 4 holes, and whoever was manning that hole, maybe that's why I like that game.
They're like, okay, John, so we need you to man the hole, and you're like, I'm listening.
John, you man the red hole. I got all the holes, guys. I'll just do this game by myself.
You know me, I live off Cox. I think I got it covered.
I'm going to run home. You know I live off cocks, right? I got this hole. And I don't remember what, like, you're supposed to do other than maybe just throw it up and catch it. But maybe someone can remind me. I'm sure someone listening. I know Vicky, I went to school with her. Maybe she remembers what we did with that.
Yeah, I remember this device, seeing this device in the yard. Not at my school, but like in the world, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I, too, don't know the rules.
Yeah. I feel like we had other like we played Chinese jump rope. Were you into Chinese jump rope?
Oh, I don't think you can call it that anymore.
Oh, it's probably not. Asian American stretchy loop.
Yeah. Wait, is that with the hands?
No, it was like a giant rubber band that two people put around their ankles, and then you do like a weird like little thing in it, like a configuration in it.
Oh, is it kind of like Cat's Cradle but big? Do you know what I'm talking about? Cat's Cradle, where you do the loop around your fingers. It was kind of like a girl thing.
Of course I know what Cat's Cradle is. And no, it's not a girl thing. You could also make Eiffel Tower. Maybe that's why I liked it. Eiffel Tower. Yeah, that was a thing where you do it with the string on your hand.
I don't know. I don't know Chinese jump rope. We did a lot of jump rope. You know, PE was very simple back in the day. You got a bucket full of dodgeballs. You got a lengths of white cotton rope. Do you ever get hit in the face with a dodgeball? That stung.
Is there? I mean, dodgeball seems cruel. Like, it doesn't seem like something. I hope that is off the table at this point.
Bullying, probably. This generation seems a little too soft for dodgeball.
Wow. And we just lost 14 listeners. No, but they kind of do. I mean, I'm Gen X, so it's like we were tough as nails.
Yeah. You were playing dodgeball with nails.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so Pogs is reminiscent, I'll say, of marbles. Did you ever play marbles as a kid? Because I was talking to my handsome hubby, David, and he was saying that marbles kind of had a moment at his school, and they even were taught it in PE. It sounds like a rainy day PE thing.
I don't think we ever played marbles. I do remember coming across marbles. I think my dad may have had marbles. I thought marbles were incredibly cool.
I love marbles.
The
sound of a bag of marbles and the marbles like swishing against each other in the bag. Al is nodding.
Yeah,
he's in ecstasy thinking about marbles.
Maybe I just like balls. Did you have bouncy balls?
Yeah, I had bouncy balls.
Like, I loved bouncy, like the ones that had sparkles in them.
Yes.
Or there was also bouncy balls that were kind of like big rubber marbles. They kind of had like a cat eye feel to it, or like some weird like swirly, swooshy thing in the middle of it.
This is how like understimulating being a child was, is you would just stare at a bouncy ball for 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Or you would go to the store and have like 8 dimes, just hoping that I got that sparkly bouncy ball. I wanted it so bad.
In like the crank machine?
Yeah, in the crank machine. I love the crank machine.
Fantastic.
Fun grown-up marble story, as you know, but I don't know if we've ever brought this up on pod. Several years ago in 2017, I think, I fulfilled a dream of going to Glass Beach.
Oh, yes.
Up in Northern California. And if you're not familiar with Glass Beach, it's up past San Francisco. It is far, but it's this incredible place where the way the shoreline is designed, back at the turn of the century, people would just throw their trash in the ocean. That's how they got rid of it.
Simpler time.
I mean, for real. For real. And like the way that this shoreline there is configured with the rocks and stuff, the trash couldn't go out to sea. So it would just tumble for decades and decades and break down into all this amazing, beautiful sea glass and then wash up on the shore. And you go there and the entire beach is sea glass. And I got to go there, and I bring that up because one of the prize things people are always looking for there are glass marbles that were put into paint cans.
Oh, cool.
So like there weren't a ton of them, but
wow,
it was just a neat thing. And there's a museum there that has a bunch of them and stuff. If you ever get an opportunity to go anywhere where there's a lot of sea glass, and before I went, they were like, no one take the glass. Like it's not illegal to, but all the, all the
preservationists, they will say, leave. People even say that about seashells sometimes. It's like, leave the seashells so we can all enjoy them. How many gallon-sized Ziplocs did you roll up to Glass Beach with?
Let's just say it's a good thing I wasn't wearing cargo pants, because the pockets I did have were just busted. And listen, and the reason I did, because in my head I was like, they said, don't take the glass. It took me so long to get there. That's not the point. By the time I got there and got on the beach, one, it's so hard to get to. It's not like there's hundreds of people there every day.
Sure.
And there was so much glass. I did not feel bad taking.
You shouldn't.
Quite a bit of it.
How many?
I mean, many. It's like
how many bags?
Probably like 2. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. Pounds. I don't know. 8 pounds, 5 pounds of glass.
That sounds like the right amount for you.
Yeah,
it's in the unit.
Then I went home and I sorted it all and started to realize that a bunch of them are shaped like hearts. And then I went down a rabbit hole trying to find all the heart-shaped pieces. Hopefully we'll put those in a shadow box someday. I'll take a picture. I'll post it up on our Instagram. Oh my God, this just reminded me of something my friend sent me this week. You know those things that people send you when they're like, I was this many years old when I learned this? Mm-hmm. It was one of those. And it said, tag, the word tag, like you play at school, stands for touch and go.
No.
I mean, is that true?
No. Is that true? Bespectacled Al is fact-checking.
I mean, it makes sense.
Touch and go.
Like, how, if that's true, how have we never known that before?
TAG. You want to play a game of TAG? And then it just became like, what? Tag, tag.
I mean, that's kind of like the gay motto in like most of my life, touch and go.
Touch and go.
You know what I mean?
I'm right there with you, sister.
What? No, you're...
Amen. Touch and go.
I'm trying to be a gay man in the 2000s.
Like 2000 era Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Yeah, amen, sister. Carson Kressley.
Oh man, first Queer Eye.
I'm Carson Kressley, and you're the chef who now hosts Chopped.
No, he's too persnickety.
Okay, who are you then?
I'm the one that's the like doughy one that like would buy, I think, home furnishings from Pier 1.
I know who you mean, Tom Felicia.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I watched a lot of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy back in the day. Al, does tag stand for touch and go?
No.
What? How do they know? How do you know that definitively?
Yeah, it's like the Bible. It's like, is it real? It's up to interpretation.
How do you know that definitively?
So the first recorded use in the sense of the game occurred in 1738, and the Oxford English Dictionary says the word originated in the mid-18th century and is perhaps a variant of tig. As to the origin of tig, the Oxford English Dictionary tells us it came into common use in the early 18th century and is perhaps a variant of the verb tick. This is not useful.
And the Emmy goes to Al.
Could you hear Al's glasses in that response?
I think it's still inconclusive.
Oh, okay,
I think
we'll
it
see.
Could be true.
We'll have an Emmy award-winning researcher really dig into that and hit the microfiche.
Yeah, I have to go to the downtown library.
Shall we pog?
Let's pog it, baby.
Let's pog it, baby. So before we talk about pogs,
we have to talk about
Menko.
What?
Menko is a Japanese game that was popular since the Edo period, so that's between 1603 and 1867, and it's a game that centers on players attempting to flip the cards or pieces of their opponent. So it's very similar to Pogs. And the Menko playing pieces were roughly the size of milk caps and featured images of Japanese cultural icons like wrestlers and warriors. So unlike Pogs, the Menko pieces were made of clay, wood, or ceramics, though Menko later included cardboard pieces that are considered to be like the forerunners for trading cards. So Japanese immigrants brought the game with them when they settled in Hawaii in the early 1900s. And Menko is a popular game with kids who didn't have much in the way of toys. So they would use milk caps to play Menko because they're rigid and the right size. So at this point, the game is kind of evolving. So now we'll go to 1991.
Wow, we jumped. We went all the way from...
Well, we're not talking Pogs. We're talking Menko.
1600 BC to 19...
That's not Pogs. That's Menko, baby. That's Menko. So just have Menko in your mind. Japanese people have immigrated to Hawaii. So now it's 1991, and Blossom Galbiso is a teacher and a counselor at Wailua Elementary School in Oahu's North Shore. She is looking for a way to teach her students math, offer kind of a fun and intriguing reward to motivate them, and sort of revive like an old-time schoolyard game, which was Menko. So Blossom Galbiso, she teaches her students how to play, and they start collecting milk and juice bottle caps for their games, especially Haleakala Dairy on Maui. So then the game is kind of spreading around the islands, and everyone's using these milk and juice caps. And
what's the actual game that's happening?
So the point of playing Pogs or Menko at the time is to flip your opponent's pieces. So you would have a stack of cardboard circles, like cardboard milk caps, all placed face down. And then the first player aims, shoots, and slaps down a slammer or another piece onto the stack. And any piece that flies out and lands face up, you get to keep.
Oh, okay.
So it's similar. You were right. It's a slamming, it's flipping, it's keeping.
I knew that there was an aggressive element to it.
So when you were hanging out around outside the corner store and you saw kids playing Pog, you thought they were kind of a rough crowd.
I thought they were, street toughs.
Mm-hmm. So you clutch your pearls in your purse and you scurried away.
I heard you're the slammer.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from Major League Baseball, NHL, and UFC, and professional golf, BetOnline remains the number one source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline's casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
If you're looking to streamline your audio advertising buys and maximize your revenue, look no further than Triton Digital's programmatic audio advertising exchange, A2X. The private exchange consists of only licensed broadcasters and top-tier internet radio publishers, assuring the quality inventory and brand safety you can trust. Visit www.tritondigital.com to learn more.
So this teacher, she teaches the kids Menko. They're playing with these milk caps. And as the game is kind of spreading around the islands, the company that makes the packaging for the milk caps are finding themselves inundated with requests for extras because they're playing Menko faster than they can drink their juice.
Oh my gosh. This is like the story of a virus, but it's a game.
Anything spreading like pre-internet is wild. Like, how does like a game spread?
Like newspaper?
It's not even like this is on like Time Magazine most interesting person is Blossom Galbiso, teacher of Pog.
Yeah, which she didn't even call it Pogs at the time, I'm assuming.
That's right. She's calling it Menko because this is the game that she played when she was a kid, and that's what she's teaching the kids. So everybody's calling the game Menko, or they're calling it milk caps. And Haleakala Dairy made milk, but as I said, they made this very popular kind of juice, which is ubiquitous in Hawaii. Do you know this juice, this famous Hawaiian juice?
Papaya?
Passion fruit, orange, and guava.
Oh, right. Yes.
So this kind of juice is called Pog.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see.
So like the milk tops, Pog tops, they're round, they're flat, they're made out of cardboard. The game then played with these little juice caps says Pog on them. The game is no longer called then Menko or milk caps. The game is called Pogs.
I can't wait to see what greedy son of a bitch is going to swoop in here and copyright that. Do you have the juice? Oh my gosh, she's got the Hawaiian Pog juice.
So I just poured Jon a glass of Pog juice. If you've ever been to Hawaii, this is the drink that is served like at every continental breakfast. You can get shaved ice in Pog flavor, passion fruit, orange, guava. The mascot of the Pog drink is a fuzzy little yellow creature called a Poglodite.
I thought at first he looked kind of like a COVID or some sort of it goes with my virus theory. He looks very virusy.
He could be the predecessor of COVID.
I feel like he was figured out in a day, like in an afternoon. They're like, listen, if you can figure out our logo by noon, I'm going to take everybody to the Cheesecake Factory.
You can all hit the waves because they're like Hawaiian surfers. There's a little story on the side, too, about the Poglodite. I love this carton because it looks like they came up with it in 1971, and they were like, I think we're good. Like, why would we ever change it? And I really love that in a company.
Yeah, it's cute. The juice is good, too.
It's really good. It's super sweet.
I'm trying to look at the ingredients. It's like the number one ingredient's water, number two is sugar. So it's
yes.
Like juice isn't in the top two ingredients, but I am pouring a second glass.
It makes a really yummy shaved ice.
I bet. I love shaved ice so much.
Ooh, I bet it would be a good popsicle. Pogsicle.
Hello, sharks. Al, we gotta go.
So 1993, the game had hit the mainland, which even this, it was like, does that mean a kid was like a kid who lived in California went on vacation in Hawaii and was like, met a kid like waiting in line somewhere and they were playing Pog. And it was like, what are you playing? And it's like, oh, this is called Pogs. Like, let me give you some to bring back home to the mainland.
I hope that it came to the mainland by ship. And like they played it as they crossed the sea. And when they landed, it took off.
I think there was a big steamer ship just full of Pogs.
Oh, that would
full
be...
of little Poglodites.
Yeah.
Remember when we were at a poster shop in Maui?
Oh my God, I don't know why you bring this up every time. Every time.
We were at a poster shop in Maui, and John asked the person working at the poster shop if these posters shipped to the mainland.
Well, I wasn't sure. It was the way you say it, a poster shop sounds like it's a Spencer's. It was like vintage, incredible linen movie posters from like the last 200 years. And the poster I was looking at was an original Andy Warhol like print that was like $16,000.
I think that would be tough for business if they only were sold in this tourist district to people who lived in Hawaii.
There are places you look and they're like, won't ship to Alaska or Hawaii.
They did ship to the mainland.
It's cost prohibitive.
So by 1993, as I said, the game had hit the mainland, came on a big steamer ship full of Poglodites, first coming to rest in the West, and then it spread across the United States. So this is interesting. When I was talking Pog with David,
your husband,
my husband, he thought that Pogs came later. He had his memory of it was that it was like the mid-late 90s. And I was like, no, it hit the mainland in 1993. It turned out in California, we got Pogs sooner.
Oh.
And this is pre-internet. So things had to travel, I'm assuming, by like covered wagon to make it to Oklahoma.
So they were here in 93. They didn't get to Oklahoma probably until like 95.
I mean, they might have just hit Oklahoma, let's be honest.
Wow.
So as Pog play progressed, the cardboard little milk tops, they're not cutting it. Players needed something stronger to get the flipping done. And then we get the invention of the slammer. So while Pogs were slim and they were made of cardboard, slammers were thick and made of metal, rubber, or plastic.
A thick slammer.
So while the Pog craze is kind of starting to pick up steam, it catches the attention of a businessman.
Oh, shocking.
Alan Rapinski. Have you ever heard of Armor All?
Yeah.
Well, he's the one who made his fortune from Armor All.
Okay.
Is Armor All your preferred brand of automobile protectants?
Shiny liquids. I used it once and I was so mad I had used it. It made my dash so incredibly shiny for months.
Why would that be bad?
It just felt like cheap. It felt like cheesy. I didn't like it at all. Like a fake lacquer.
Well, I think cheesy is kind of on brand for this guy. A little cheesy, a little bit of a fake lacquer.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of a villainous businessman in this story. Or maybe not villainous, maybe just a fool.
I mean, I'm curious to know what he does with this. So this comes to the States. His son probably brings it home. And he's like, Dad, you've got to see this fun new game.
A billionaire's son. Can you imagine?
My dream.
So he purchased the Pog trademark from the Haleakala Dairy and founded the World Pog Federation.
Do we know how much he paid them? I just feel like it was lowballed.
I don't think it was enough because there's some legal riffraff to come.
Yeah, he seems like he would definitely, he's like, I'll give you a bushel of coconuts for this trademark.
Sure. What am I going to do with it? He planned to parlay the 72-year-old Hawaiian game of Pog, or Menko, into a $500 million business in the next 3 years. In his mind, Pog will become the third largest toy company behind $2 billion Mattel and Hasbro. So he has clearly big plans.
Wow, he didn't see this as a passing fancy.
No, not at all. He thinks this is going to change the landscape of toys forever.
I mean, it is I don't know what the imagery on the Pogs, are they licensed things, or is it just he can just hire a few artists and he's basically selling cardboard? So
he went licensing crazy. So you could literally search any word and Pog and it will come up. Give me a name of something.
On brand.
Okay. It's in it. There's a Jon and a Marisa
We're
Pog.
Pogs? Oh
We're
my gosh.
Pogs.
Alistair's the chaser? Wow.
Slammer?
Slammer. I'll be the slammer.
He makes a Pog board game with Milton Bradley, a Mattel Pog Fun Barbie with Pog earrings, and her own 5 collector Pog discs.
What? How was that not in my Barbie research that there was a Pog Barbie? What a collab that
Here's
is.
Pog Barbie. I'm showing John.
My God. And he even kept, he kept the font the same? Or did they change this font after he had it?
No, he bought all of the licensing.
Wow.
He bought everything. LA Gear Pog shoes was part of his plan. So this was what I love when you find an article. Like, this was 1993 that he started the World Pog Federation. And then this article was like 1995, and it was like still with the hope, you know what I mean, and the promise of like what's to come. And they were like, he's hoping to do an LA Gear Pog shoe, and it's like, well, I know that didn't happen.
And I mean, LA Gear, that should tell you right there that you're kind of like, you're on a trend and not setting yourself up for decades.
Everybody remembers the famous children's show with Pogman, a toothy orange-haired creation who is the World Pog Federation spokescreature. Hazinga.
I mean, it is a Hazinga, but I'm assuming he became even richer from all of this.
Oh, sure. And because it's all of the licensing and everything, it's just kind of like, it's just picking up steam because it's playing into everybody's favorite everything. So if you have a sports team, if you have like a favorite restaurant, I mean, there's literally McDonald's, Burger King, Carl's Jr., every celebrity, every sports figure, every brand, like I said, Campbell's Soup, Mattel, Coca-Cola, every movie franchise. There was even an O.J. Simpson trial Pog set.
Come on. Was that like a bootleg set?
No, it was legit. It was all Pog.
O.J. signed off on it.
He's
like, yeah, okay, I'm down.
He signed off. Bill Clinton was on there. As I said in the opening, the Pope had a commemorative Pog. So he was really cashing in. And as a collector, I mean, for you, if something is like designed to be collectible, and we've talked about this a little bit in different iterations, like if something is being sold as a collectible, it's kind of like Funko Pop territory. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because it's like one of those things where it's like everything's the same shape, but you can just put any sort of licensee on it. And while we're talking about Funko Pops, I do want to give a shout out very quickly to my friend Spencer. The last time that we brought up Funko Pops, I was like, I don't know anyone that likes Funko Pops except my friend Spencer.
What did he say?
He reached out to me. He's like, hey, just so you know, like, I don't collect Funko Pops. Like, he's like, the ones you saw were like given to me. He's like, he doesn't really, I think, care about Funko Pops that much. And I like blasted him that he was like this big collector. So now finally full circle, I can say, you know what? Spencer doesn't care that much about Funko Pops.
So stop giving Funko Pops to Spencer. I know you've seen them on his desk and you think he likes them. Those all were gifts.
If you've written out a list of gifts you're going to give Spencer and it's all Funko Pops, throw that list away.
In 1995, there was a World Pog Federation tournament. Tell me if you'd be interested in participating in the World Pog Federation tournament. What if I told you could win a free 4-day, 3-night trip for two, including an adult guardian, to Knott's Berry Farm?
I mean, yeah.
Round trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and 4 Pog brand games, and $250 in cash.
I mean, I would honestly say just you could keep most of that and just give me the guardian and the flight. And I'm good. 4 nights, great.
That's a long time to be at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
Alan Rapinski, he's getting a little greedy. He's trying to maximize and capitalize on the popularity of Pogs, and he floods the market. So Pogs, they're cheap, they're quick to reproduce. So thousands of businesses began printing their own. Yes?
So can you tell me, like, it's 1995.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go buy my Pogs.
Yeah.
Am I going to like Target? Is there like a Pog? Is it like with the trading cards? Like, am I buying like a cellophane pack of like 8 Pogs, or like how am I acquiring my set? Is there a starter set? Do I just say, oh, I'm going to get the Spider-Man ones? Is it if I'm playing with other people? And maybe you don't know all these answers. Yeah. Like, you just play with the ones that you have, or can you only play with other Spidey guys, or what?
I don't think you have to seek out other Spidey guys. It would be that, like, if you were getting like a Garfield pack, you would get like an 8-pack of Garfield. But this is what made it tricky. You are playing for keeps when you play Pogs. So if you are up against somebody with a better slammer than yours, they win 4 of your Pogs. Those Pogs are gone, baby.
Now, what makes it a better slam? Oh, like the person is a better slammer.
A better slammer, but I'm sure there's some skill involved, but maybe there's a little heavier. Maybe it's got a little bit more weight to it. Al, what was your slammer like? Was it heavy?
Yeah, I had a big metal one that I got for Christmas one year.
Well, did you ever win with your metal slammer?
You know, honestly, I don't think I ever actually played Pogs. I think I just collected them and then never did anything with them.
It doesn't seem like you should be allowed to have a metal slammer. I mean, then it's just a game of who's like richer. It's like Goldilocks all over again.
What way?
It's like, I can only afford a house of sticks. Well, I can afford a house of bricks, so I'll be safe.
That's Three Little Pigs.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Goldilocks. Actually, you're kind of Goldilocks because
Wait,
number one, you're blonde. It's when she goes into she finds a house and she just goes inside and like she like eats the food and like sits in the chair and lays in the bed.
Those two things are different?
Yes.
Oh, Goldilocks, right. She had the basket and the big bad wolf.
No.
Wolf. Oh, so that is one of my words I don't say right. Wolf.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Right. And then the three pigs is
Yes.
the houses. They're trying to blow the house down.
There's a lot of wolf overlap. How do you say wolf?
Wolf.
How do you really say it?
Wolf.
What does a doggy say?
Listen, pogs.
So, as I said, they were really cheap and easy to reproduce. They're little circles of cardboard. So, thousands of businesses began printing their own pogs and expanding on them in attempts to make them unique. So, it's like, how can you have a proprietary ownership of like a cardboard circle?
Yeah.
It's impossible. So Pogs saturated the market completely. They became less valuable as a marketing tool. So like movie franchises are less likely to want to license for the Pogs. This is kind of like a waste of money. And eventually companies simply just stopped using them to promote products to children.
But how is having proprietary to that any different? Like Uno is just a cardboard square.
Yeah, but like the numbers on it. And I'm sure there's other versions of Uno that are called like Dos.
There is. They did come out with Dos like a few years ago.
They did.
They have. Have you ever looked at the Uno website?
No.
I implore everyone to spend
An hour.
a couple of nights on the Uno website.
Babe, come to bed. It's late.
There are so many versions of Uno, you will die.
Did we play Uno Attack together? That's fun.
We did when we went camping. No, when we went camping, we played Uno
Truth or Dare. Do you remember a dare you had to do?
No.
I think it was like try to moonwalk. It was like pretty silly stuff.
I mean, it is a kid's game.
Nobody's like sit on the fire with your pants down.
No, but there's like an Uno set for every sports team. There's one for every, like what you were just saying about Pogs applies to Uno. I think Uno's just a more successful brand.
Yeah, that makes sense. But Pogs, there's not anything unique about the circle. It's just a cardboard circle.
Yeah.
There's nothing unique that makes it like different or specific information on the Pog that makes it relevant to the gameplay. It's just something you stack and you slam.
Right.
Stacking them up, slamming them down.
Now, did the guy come up with like accessories? Like, could you get like a binder with like plastic sheets to put your Pogs in, like you did with like baseball cards?
You could. The common way to carry them was in a tube, like an M&M mini tube.
Okay. Now, as someone that collects pressed pennies,
Yes.
I was recently given a hack with the M&M penny tube.
Are you like in like an online pressed penny community, like a message board? Where did you get the hack?
I mean, I'm not, but I probably one night was just like, I occasionally will check out press penny websites. They list all the press penny machines that are known in the country and whether they're currently broken or not. So if I'm like going to another city, I will look that up and see, oh, there's a press penny machine at this gas station or whatever.
Sure.
But someone on there taught me, get one of the plastic mini M&M tubes and stack it full of 2 quarters, 1 penny, 2 quarters, 1 penny, because that's how much a pressed penny costs. It's 50 cents plus the penny. And then you're always ready to buy your pressed penny.
In case you just like are snuck up on by a press penny machine, you're ready.
Well, you're not like, it's like when you go to Disneyland, I'll have my tube in my pocket. So like every time I like come.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. That is not appropriate.
Sir, what is in your pants? Why won't that go down? No. You don't understand.
It's my pressed penny preparation material, sir.
Sir. Are those Pogs? No, I'm telling you. But no, it's very helpful. And I'm sure there's probably at least one other press penny collector listening right now. And now they're like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. Thank you, John.
I'm sure there's like a clickbait slideshow of like things you didn't know you could do with an M&M mini tube, because that tube, it's kind of like an Altoids tin where it feels like it's just such a good shape. It's such a good design. It has such a satisfying snap to it. I'm like, there's more to this. I don't know, put a tampon in there or something. It feels like that you should be able to do something with it.
Yeah, put your tampons in there. Put your old cigarette butts in there.
So already the POG bubble, it's starting to, I'm not going to say it's popped, but it's starting to weaken.
What year is this?
This is 1995. So this is like 2 years after it's hit the mainland.
He thought this was going to rival the two largest game companies in the country.
Yes, he thought it would be like Milton Bradley POG. These are both. Which also is so stupid because like Milton Bradley is like a family of brands. I mean, what an idiot. So there was a guy named Marcus Riddington, a young man who was from Murfreesburg, Pennsylvania. He went with his dad on a trip to Las Vegas, Nevada in November of 1995 for Thanksgiving. So this was back in the day. Do you remember 1995 when Las Vegas was being billed as a family-friendly destination?
Yeah, that was back when you could get really good like buffets, and it was like so different than it is now.
Yeah.
Now it's just it's so big and exhausting. Back then it was fun.
In 1995, I went to an amusement park. Like the hotels had amusement parks attached to them. And I remember at the MGM Grand, I got to hold a lion cub.
Aww.
They had like, this is such a illegal thing now. There were just like baby lion cubs like in the lobby of the MGM Grand, and your parents could pay $28 and you take a picture holding a lion cub.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that anymore.
I don't think you can do that anymore. It was very Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah. Who I think were attacked by lion cubs.
Definitely. Full-grown lions. So Marcus Riddington, he's like kind of seeing everybody gamble. He's like feeling like the Vegas spirit. He's thinking, can I figure out a way to gamble with POGs? So then he returns home and he's teaching the other kids of Murfreesburg Middle School. Not only are they gambling now with like their POGs, where like if you lose it to another slammer that your POGs are gone, but they're starting to incorporate money as well. So it's kind of starting to take on even more of like a gambling association. This was, of course, to a negative reaction from the school, and POGs were banned on the school grounds. This gambling trend, incorporating money in addition to the POG play, that sounds like something like in your Craigslist man for man, POG play. The gambling trend starts to spread across the schoolyards, and schools start banning POG like crazy.
I believe it. I mean, I didn't even bring it up in Trapper Keeper, but there was a period where schools were banning Trapper Keepers because they thought they were too big. Even though it turned out that they were looking at a different binder and it wasn't a Trapper Keeper. But schools are always ready to ban something.
Sure. Anything that brings the kids even a drip of joy. But Trapper Keepers are like, obviously, they're like the size of paper. Why would they be banned?
Well, no, the binders.
Sure, but still, it's like relative. They were like, oh, I was looking at this school bus. I thought that was a Trapper Keeper. You're right. No, Trapper Keeper's reasonable.
Do you remember Spuds McKenzie?
Yeah, Budweiser mascot, yeah.
Yeah, might be a little before your time.
Thank you.
I had a Spuds McKenzie t-shirt on because I guess I went through a period where I thought Budweiser beer was cool.
You thought it was on brand for you. You're like, I don't drink beer yet, but if I did, it would be Bud.
It would be from this dog.
This dog makes the best beer.
I got like sent to the office. I had to like cover my shirt up with tape or turn it inside out, I think. But I remember using tapes. I don't know why I couldn't just switch shirts.
That's like when you had to put Band-Aids over your pierced ears.
Yeah.
It's like they think if like you cover it up, it's like the sins are invisible.
Yeah, they don't exist.
So almost overnight, Haleakala Dairy, they're concerned about the negative connotations associated with the gambling wave because they're like, POG, we're POG. Like we don't want people to associate us with like getting banned from schools. So they try to sue to prevent manufacturers from using the name POG on any packaging or marketing materials for POG the game. They even switched from bottles to cartons to further distance themselves so they didn't have like the milk caps anymore. Parents began to confiscate POGs from their kids. Almost every school district in the country has banned the game. Several companies tried to keep the craze going by offering similar products, names like Slammer Whammers.
I mean, it's the 90s. We had Jenkos.
That's true.
It's on brand with the decade.
You could fit a lot of Slammer Whammers in a Jenko pocket.
Yeah.
Like you could go down to your kneecap.
Yeah.
Full of Slammer Whammers.
Those are the perfect POG pants.
So by now, the World POG Federation started to wither, disintegrate. It's still 1995. This has only been 2 years.
They haven't even had time to like print out like nice materials.
I know. It's like, how fast can you get a Barbie down the conveyor belt of the factory? So as I said, it's still 1995. This is a whirlwind year for Rapinski, and the company is facing bankruptcy.
Wow.
They are rapidly downsizing to free up cash. Rapinski sold control of the company to Pacific Capital Group. He's saying, listen, I won't even be control of the company, but I want the Pogs in good hands.
I hate it when I hear about a company being sold to a place that sounds like that.
Pacific Capital. I hope we never have to sell the pod to Pacific Capital Group.
Yeah, it's always some sort of investment group.
I know, it sounds so depressing.
Yeah, it starts to feel very cold and removed.
So they're desperate to save the business. They cut staff down from like 38 to 11.
I mean, that's a big hit. I mean, that's not that many people, but in the scheme of things, that's a lot.
It really is. They changed the company's name. Neither could stop the bleeding. And then shortly thereafter, the World Pog Federation was officially shuttered. Other companies that produced Pogs quickly followed suit.
Wow.
By 1998, Pogs were all but forgotten.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they would have been anyway, because 1998, for 1 year, everyone's been talking about Titanic.
That's right.
I wonder if there was Titanic Pogs. That would be a fun set to have.
God, if they had hung on for 3 more years, they could have gotten there.
Oh, Kathy Bates could have been the slammer. Does the slammer also have an image on it, or is it just decoration?
No, it can have an image.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about Kathy Bates for a minute and a half? Have you seen her lately?
What do you mean?
She's playing Matlock, I think.
Yeah, she's playing Matlock's granddaughter.
She looks like a completely different Wait, is that what the...
Or is it
Is that the twist? She said don't spoil the twist.
What are you talking about? You think I know the twist from Matlock? Isn't that obvious that the show's called Matlock and she's not Matlock?
No, I mean, everything that's been rebranded doesn't mean it's the children or grandchildren of the original.
I mean, I've never seen an episode, so it doesn't seem that far-fetched of a spoiler.
I think it's just come out, but she has made all these commercials. It's like, if you find out the twist, don't tell your friends, let them discover it on their own. Listen, all I'm saying is she looks very thin and different. She looks like a different person to me.
The title character is not related to the original Matlock.
Oh, thank God you didn't ruin the twist. I got to go watch it before you ruin the twist.
So the star of Pogs, it burned bright.
That's the phrase I was trying to remember.
Yes.
Burned hot and bright, hot and short.
Hot and short, hot and bright.
Yeah.
Short and curly. It burned. It burned.
Burned.
It burned to the ground in the ashes. There is at the Makawao. I feel like I don't know how to pronounce Hawaiian words.
You don't.
The Makawao.
You definitely don't. Do you remember in Hawaii, looking at the street signs? They're like 75 letters long.
With like apostrophes in them. And I'm like, I don't know what this means.
It's challenging.
In the Makawao, sorry if I'm butchering these Hawaiian words, History Museum has a donation of Pogs, the original Pogs that were played with like in the early 90s in Hawaii. And you can even purchase some original Pogs from the museum.
That's fun.
Isn't that fun?
Now, see, I wouldn't mind having an original Pog and an original Slammer in my cabinet of curiosities. That is what the cabinet is for.
Yeah, it really has to be a piece of history.
Yeah.
And we know Pogs are really near and dear to your heart. It's your new favorite juice.
No, but it's part of the American story.
Mm-hmm. It's the tapestry. It's the only flag I salute. Is the Poglodyte flag. Look at the side of that bottle. Does it say where they live? There's like a Pog story on the side.
Let me set the scene for you. This is the magic of Pog. In an enchanting world beyond the pineapple fields and rainbow gateway of Hawaii, there's a magical village of Poglodytes. Each day, our furry little friends gather a trio of fruits, passion fruit, orange, and guava, and make a one-of-a-kind fresh nectar affectionately called Pog. Before sunrise, Poglodytes search orchards across the islands to find the best this is just now talking about how they make juice. It's no wonder each sip... Now it's just a juice commercial. We're sharing with the world Pog, a universal elixir. It's just all about the juice. Oh, wait, at the very end. Perhaps tempted to save no juice beverage for the rest, we urge you to finish the carton, pound your fist on the table, and chant with pride, I hog Pog. Go to your Pog hogger, drink to your heart's content. Cheers. And that is the story of Pog.
And so while Pogs are, they've gone the way of the dodo, Blossom Galbisos, her memory lives on. She has a memorial tribute at this history museum. She is kind of revered as the queen of pogs in the community. And so we will raise our glass to her. While she may have spread pogs around the nation, we will remember her for her juice.
Her sugary juice.
Her sugary juice that she popularized on the mainland.
There.
Bottoms up.
Did you have to go somewhere special to get this?
Any standard American grocery store.
Like Vons has Pog Juice? It's been there this whole time? Mm-hmm. I've never seen it.
Are you going to leave here at 10:30 p.m. and get a carton of Pog?
No, it'd be dangerous to have. I mean, it's not even that good. It tastes like pineapple juice for some reason, and that's not one of the juices.
How many grams of sugar in a cup?
Oh, boy.
I'll cover your ears.
Take your headphones off. Total sugar's 30 for 8 ounces. That's not 8 ounces.
It's funny because pogs are so nobody gives a shit about them at all that the only time that pogs are written about is to kind of share the story of what a failure they are.
They're our first holy Hazinga brand.
It's a holy Hazinga brand. I think 2 years is probably the shortest brand that we've done.
But I bet that there are people that are going to listen to this that have great memories of pogging with their friends. Is that what it was called, pogging?
I think they would say hey, Tony, want to come over to my house for some pogging?
Would they, if they got a really good slam in, would they be like, oh, bro, I totally pogged you.
Man, I just got pogged.
Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I got so pogged. Oh.
I don't want you hanging out with that boy anymore. I don't like how he talks to you.
We're just pogging. Who cares? We're just two boys pogging.
Listen, I liked to pog when I was your age too, and I know what it leads to.
Pogging's different now. You don't even know what it's like to pog.
That's how I ended up pregnant with your big brother.
Wait, pogging means sex?
So you can get a box of pogs for $120 on pogunlimited.com.
You could also get 120 Frosty toys, which would mean you would probably get all the variants.
John, we need an update on the Frosty's variants.
There is none. I haven't been back.
This is so sad.
I'm still missing the werewolf, the witch, and I forget, the mummy, I think.
Okay, so that's the story of Pog.
Wow. What a journey we have been on. We have been from before Christ all the way up until the release of Titanic, and what a tale it has been. So, Marissa, I have to ask you, are Pogs on brand or off brand for you? I think it's going to be a hard on, but I'm curious to see what you say.
Hard on, eh? Now we're talking. Pog is not on brand for me. I've never owned a Pog. I've never slammed a slammer, but I'll tell you what is on brand for me. The original Pog. The only one I acknowledge. Pog passion fruit orange guava juice.
Okay.
This is a big on brand for me.
So is this juice a staple for the family now?
I think it might be. I mean, it's very popular. It takes me back to the islands. One sip and you're whisked away to Maui.
I love it.
John, is Pog on brand for you?
I would have to say Pog is our very off-brand for me. I don't like them. I never played them.
Sure.
I don't want to play them.
Even if you think of a brand, what brand do you like the most? If there was a Chewbacca Pog, which I know there is.
You think Chewbacca is the brand I like most? So if you were giving my obituary right now, you'd be like, if there is one thing after doing years of podcasting and friendship and improv with Jon, we all know. Let's all do it together. Okay, I have so many things going through my head right now. Chewbacca?
Isn't that how Chewbacca talks?
I mean, no, I don't hate him. I mean, that seems too much. I'm very indifferent about them. They're very off-brand for me.
That's fair.
But I appreciate you bringing them to the table. I think there will be people listening that everyone loves to go down memory lane, and I'm sure this has a lot of memories for people.
They're part of the metaphorical quilt, and I do hope a fan makes us a quilt someday. With a patch that represents all the brands we do.
Well, I hope they make 2, because if they only make 1, I'm keeping that one and it's going straight to storage.
I'm going to see their like messages going to be like, did you guys get my quilt? I'm like, no. And they're like, it says it was signed COD.
I just give you a quilt from like Target. Oh, here it is. I would love it. I still want an on-brand charm bracelet. Now I want 2 charm bracelets. One that's just on brand and one that's my personal life.
You're wearing a charm bracelet on each wrist.
Yeah, babe.
They can hear you coming. Oh, Mr. Jangles.
Hear me coming.
Now we're talking.
All right.
You know what we have not done in a long time? A brand new brand news. So this is kind of fun. This is since we're in October, this is Halloween related. You know I love Halloween things. Burger King, it seems, is doing a collab with Amazon MGM Studios and putting together an Addams Family meal, not based on the new Hot Wednesday series with Jenny Ortega for some reason, but it's based on the 2019 film of Addams Family.
Okay.
So it's a very dated property that they've decided to put front and center.
Not dated enough for it to be a throwback,
No.
but just dated enough to be like, somebody forgot. It was like stuck under someone's desk.
Right. Dated just enough for us to think, oh, that's right before COVID started. Wow. And then just start thinking about COVID. Mm-hmm. But it's the Burger King Addams Family menu. Listen, I'll talk about the non-exciting parts of it. They've got what they're calling Things Rings. We all know Thing. He's the little hand that runs around.
Your dream. A little creepy hand wriggling around. No one says where it's going to go.
I mean, listen, would I hate a severed hand in bed? No.
Scribbling around your apartment, skittering around in the night.
From what I can tell from the press release photo, Things Rings are normal onion rings in a box that has a picture of Thing on it.
Perfect.
They also have Gomez's churro fries, which are normal churro fries that come in a box with a picture of Gomez on it.
You know what I'll say about Gomez and Morticia?
What?
Couple goals.
I mean, that is goals, man. The love he has for her and like her, it is really beautiful. Can I tell you, friend of the pod, Terry Hatcher, she played Morticia Addams. I saw her perform live in, I forget, like Thousand Oaks or something, like at a really cool theater. She played Morticia Addams.
Fun.
It was really great.
Wow.
So then if those two things don't excite you, you might want to get Morticia's kooky chocolate shake.
What makes it kooky?
It's a normal chocolate shake that comes in a Morticia plastic cup. And then the crown of the whole thing. Now, you probably don't know. I actually do know this because I'm disgusting. Whopper or Burger King has Whopper Wednesday. Well, now for this meal, they have Wednesday Whopper.
Okay.
Which is this is kind of fun. It's a burger with a signature Burger King flame broiled beef patty, Swiss cheese, tomato, lettuce, mayonnaise, pickles, ketchup, onions, cushioned on 2 purple-colored hamburger buns with black sesame seeds. Now, that's what I'm looking for in an Addams Family collab.
They really went all in on the purple bun.
They blew the wad. They're like, we have about $18 left in budget. Can we just use that on packaging for everything else, for the Things Rings and churro fries?
Do you get Whoppers on Wednesdays?
I have before.
Oh.
Now, I don't know how you're going to feel about this. When I get a Whopper, I get it 100% plain. I get with cheese, but I don't get any toppings.
Really?
Because they're too hot. So by the time I get home, like the ketchup is so hot. So then I add ketchup, mayonnaise, and all that stuff at home.
Oh, God. Well, Whopper patties, they always have like barnacles on them.
They
you know
do.
What I mean? They
do.
Why do
they do have barnacles on them. I never thought about it. It's like I've always noticed them, but I've never like thought about it.
Pick those off with a pair of tweezers.
But they have that like kind of delicious spray painted line taste and like that fake smoky. They do offer a flavor that I don't feel like any of the other fast foods offer.
It's like called like Flame 462 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes in a big like white jug.
Yeah, I do think you're right on with all of this stuff. How are the buns colored purple, you ask?
How?
Are they spanked? No. Purple potatoes.
Oh, that's cute.
That
Okay.
seems-
Wow. Surprisingly, like, natural.
Yeah, that's why the whole budget went into this one, literally not even the things in the hamburger, just the bun. They blew their whole wad on the bun.
That's smart. A potato bun. Yeah, make it a purple potato. That's very cute.
Babe,
I might just get the bun.
I literally just said they blew their whole wad on the buns. And you did not do anything with that.
That one did not even phase. I didn't even blink.
All right. Well, there's our brand news. We need to do those more often.
Those are really fun.
I do
well,
like those.
keep them down to 6.5 pages and then we'll talk.
Bro, I got 9-page shows here, man. I take you on a journey. I don't have time for purple buns.
Uh-huh. Before we go, I'd like to give some shout outs to some lovely freaks who left us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts with some very kind words. Larry Manitou says, John eats cupcakes the right way. He does not like how you eat Ritz crackers, which was from your Doughboys appearance.
Yeah, nobody does, man. I can't believe I shared that story. People have been like traumatized over it.
Yeah, I'm still recovering. Ellen has listened to every episode and is now replaying her faves. Can't wreck enough. Very sweet. And Janelle G82 says, best podcast ever. We are so funny.
Oh my god.
And we make history so much fun.
Oh my gosh. That's so nice. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sending those in. I have some shout outs for our Insta Egg this week. This was for the episode on Skyline Chili, a very beloved brand for me. The Insta Egg this week was a very simple 3-photo puzzle. It was a picture of the sky, a picture of people waiting in line, and a picture of Chili Willy, the iconic cartoon character. A lot of people got it right. A lot of people got it wrong. It was really fun to see people's... I love it when people... Sometimes I can see how people get to it. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize. Yes, I can see how you do that. And other people just throw stuff out that I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'll call them out. I'm like, how the hell did you get to that? But it's really fun. If you don't get it right, you can guess as many times as you want. If you get it wrong, I will usually send you a little clue. When you get the Insta Egg right, you will receive a cute little Brand Freak badge from me that is tailored specifically to that episode. And then you get added to the Wheel of Freaks for a chance to get a shout out on the show. And the shout outs for this episode are Ruby Hatton, one of our favorite married couples who listens to the show, Stacy Collins, Sarah Jane, Zach W., and Danny Goodman. And I just want to give 2 other very quick shout outs on here. One to Derek Hirsch. He wrote us, he's a new listener, and he said he has never had Instagram. He literally downloaded Instagram just so he could start guessing the Insta Eggs, and that really touched my heart. And I love how into it he was. We had someone else say that they set an alarm for him now on Wednesdays. I taught him how he can get alerts from our story.
That's
and then
so
I'm
cute.
also going to give a very quick shout out to Garrett Smith, who is a Skyline fanatic. And I feel like a kindred spirit now. He sent me a picture of all the Cincinnati products that he buys. We spent like a whole day just gabbing about all the things we love eating in Cincinnati. So I want to give him a shout out.
So if you want to play John's Insta Egg game every Wednesday, check us out on Instagram at OnBrandThePod or on TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast. And you can write on there with a guess as to what the next day's episode is going to be. On our Instagram, you'll also find videos from the show, some little supplemental stuff, and little bits and bobs. And we'd love to hear from you guys. So if you have any thoughts on the episode, please feel free to write us, and we'd love to chat with you. And we will be back next week with an all-new episode.
And remember, we may go off topic, but we will always be on brand.
Bye!
Goodbye.